I'm pretty sure I took some of my display stuff there, and otherwise I've hidden it somewhere in the garage. It wasn't at storage. I lost a couple nails. So this week we have got to work on display. I have this idea to have a pro panel, which is a board with like styrofoam and then felt on the outside, so you can like stick pins in it or you can Velcro things to it. And then I'm thinking a shelving unit and a shelving unit. So pro panel, shelving unit, shelving unit. So I can hang like tote bags and trellises off the pro panel, and then I can display plant stands and vases and all that other good stuff on the shelving units. But I kind of think I might do a shelving unit this direction with a pro panel and then a shelving unit in this direction. So if you can see, so you'd have open shelving here and open shelving here and here. And then I might bring a small shelving unit to put here for like bags and stuff like that. Back here for like for me. Oh, hold on. Obie's barking. Oh, Obie's come to join us. Are you gonna come up here? Come on. Oh, Obie's here now. So that's the plan. I do have to find like actual like small display stuff, so I'm gonna have to like go through all my display stuff in the garage, because I think like the shelving unit here next to the pro panel, this is the pro panel, I think I might bring a little hanger display to display a sweater. Why couldn't I think of that word? Oh, and one of the embroidered sweaters there. And then I was thinking on behind the pro panel, if I do bring this small shelving unit, I might bring a little trough here and put plant stakes in it. You know, like on top of my shelving unit. So you'll have this shelving unit, the pro panel, and then you'll have this shelving unit. So we'll have to figure out like exactly, you know, like, since I'm bringing sweatshirts, I want to maybe have folded sweatshirts, you know, somewhere accessible. And then we've got like plant stands. I think maybe like a box of pins, maybe like a displayed book for the bookmarks, and then probably a thing of bookmarks. And then what else do we have? Let's pull up the inventory sheet. Okay, we've got vases. Oh, flower presses. Well, we could probably get some vases here. And then maybe we should also put some sweaters over here. And some vases. Some plant stands. I think we should display the flower presses up here. Oh, we also have the mini stuff. Well, we could put a tray of cloche, mini cloches there, and maybe a tray of dashboard vases. The other thing we have to think about is signage, because when I did the Philadelphia show, I printed signs on like little cards, and I think I might make some more permanent ones out of acrylic. I think I might just use that green acrylic. So let me show you what the Philadelphia booth looked like so you can kind of have an idea. And then I'll show you what these shelving units look like. One of the things I've learned historically from shows is the whole like less is more idea. Like when you really fill the space with like a bunch of stuff, it can look really crowded and hard to understand what you're looking at. So by grouping, like having a big section of plant stands and a big section of plant stakes and a whole thing of folded sweaters, like it just really clarifies like this is what this item is and this is what you're looking at. So I don't need to make too much signage, but at least a couple things that I can, you know, like tape up to the shelving unit. Okay, so we've got our plan for the layout. I need to find some smaller bins, troughs, all those different things for like to actually hold stuff. But otherwise, I think this is a pretty good plan. Okay, so the plan today is first we need to go to storage because I'm pretty sure I took some of my display stuff there, and otherwise I've hidden it somewhere in the garage. We'll have to find it. Then I thought we could start packing up some of the product. I also need to like charge all the electronics, like the hotspot, the square reader, you know, stuff like that. So let's go to storage and hope we can find some stuff I'm looking for. Well, unfortunately, I did successfully manage to hide some of my display stuff. It wasn't at storage. So we're going to have to go through the garage a little bit more carefully and find it. This is kind of what happens when you just sort of shove all your shit in the car at the end of a show. I don't know where anything is. Anyway, let's go pack product, and then that will be done. And then this afternoon, we can hopefully look for the rest of the display pieces I want and maybe work on some signage. So let's go pack. Okay, it is Thursday morning. I just dropped the boys off to get their hair cut. I've been playing around. Look what I got. There's a little picture on my Square terminal now. How cute is that? So this is like a screensaver. I saw someone do it at another show and I was like, hey, how'd you do that? And look, now I have it. Anyway, so we got product packed. We're going to work on signage today. And then I think either later this afternoon or tomorrow, I should probably check the weather, but I'm gonna, I think, start loading the car a little bit. My sister and I are going to a thrift sale thing on Saturday morning, so I don't want to like overload the car, but I can at least get like the bulky stuff in the car. So let's pull up the file and get the signs cut. We got a haircut. We're all pretty. Yeah. All right. We've got some signs. They are wonky as hell, but they stand and I can write a price on them. So they work. I went and got my show box, which is just a box of miscellaneous stuff that I take to shows. Like I've got zip ties and signs and Velcro and business cards, Band-Aids, hand wipes, all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would double check this. I've got to put the right business cards in here because I have Hull Street business cards in here, not Button and Fern. And put my signs and stuff in here. And then I think tomorrow I'm gonna start packing the car, so that's what we'll do tomorrow. Okay guys, it is Monday, and I thought we'd do a little recap of how the show went yesterday. First things first, I lost a couple nails. It's really weird to look at my nails short because they actually like broke. Like this one's still kind of long, but it just looks like part of my finger is missing. Anyway, let's start with my booth design layout that we talked about last week. Okay, so if you remember, this was the original layout with a shelving unit with a pro panel in front of it, and then a shelving unit. So it actually came together pretty well. I was pretty happy with it. So let's go look at that. I took some video and photos of it, and let's talk about it. I liked that I had some height. I think that the pro panel was so much smaller and lower than the shelving unit that I think there might be a better way to display this, like maybe a piece of pegboard or something. So it's like the same size as the shelving unit. Also, we kind of had to move the tent a little bit, so this isn't at the front of the tent, which I would have preferred. And then it also seemed a little small in the 10-foot space. So I think if it had been at the front, it would have been perfect. Also, the ground was extremely uneven and we had to shim everything just to have a slightly level and stable surface. So how was the show, like from my personal perspective? Like, how did we do? And how was my experience? So it was, first of all, freezing cold. Freezing cold. Absolutely. It was like in the 50s. We had our little seat warmers and blankets, and it was still freezing cold. And I think because it was so cold, and this is like one of the things that is so outside of your control at a show, especially an outdoor show, is that like when it's really cold or when it's really hot, you know, people don't want to go out and shop in terrible weather. Some people love shopping in the sweltering heat. I don't know, some people are just made for the heat. I don't know. Not me. Okay? Anyway, back to this show. um So it was freezing cold. Very few people came out. Normally at Plants Live shows, like, you can't even find parking. There's so many people. So I think just because it was so cold outside, people just didn't come out. But I mean, realistically, like, you look at it, this was my first display of just Button and Fern, and I thought it came together pretty well considering I didn't practice it beforehand. And I managed to only forget one item when I packed up, and that was my tape dispenser. So we made do without tape, and everyone who came by the booth was so sweet and really enjoyed the stuff I had made and brought. Of course, the wizard frog was the most popular. Sold some plant stands, sold some sweaters. People enjoyed it. And it's always nice to have people tell you how creative or how much they love your work. So that's always a positive when you go to a show. And I got to hang out with my sister all day, so that was fun. Looking forward, I have, 2 wholesale orders to get done this week. Lots of holiday season prep. I've got another show in 2 weeks, which, by the way, I haven't decided if I'm taking the paper cuts or the plant accessories or both. So if you have an opinion, you should put it in the comments below, because I don't know. I don't know what to do. Don't know. Anyway, I hope you'll come and join me for the next one. Have fun. See you later.